Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Claude Balls, and this is my review of 3D Naked Ambition. 10 years ago, Dante Lamb gave us Naked Ambition, a story about two young men who published a magazine-style guide to prostitutes in Hong Kong. It was Category 3, and so is the sequel, and so is this review. Fucking A! The original Naked Ambition was a comedy, and so is the sequel. A young man, played by Chapman, see? That's funny right there. Named Chan Wyman, get it? Loses his job writing soft porn for a magazine and decides to seek his fortune elsewhere. He heads north to Japan and ends up becoming an AV sensation. That's funny. Chapman, an AV sensation? Actually, it is funny. I laughed a whole lot more than I expected to when I watched this movie. Chapman is basically being Chapman, but like I always say, Chapman is a funny motherfucker. One of the things I really appreciate about this movie is that it indulges in, for lack of a better term, adult humor. There are certain kinds of jokes you can only make once you cross the line into Category 3, and this movie makes a bunch of them. It keeps the movie pretty light, which I enjoyed. I also enjoyed the guilty pleasure of laughing at bodily fluid jokes. I'm immature like that, and a lot of other ways. After Wyman's first AV experience goes south, so to speak, he seeks the guidance of a master baiter. Whom does he study next to? It's a guy, so I can't say he studies under him, because that would just be gross. But if you've seen the trailer, then you know who it is. Takakato plays himself, the man they call Goldfinger, the king of digital manipulation. I don't mean CGI, I mean... Under Goldfinger's tutelage, Wyman becomes an AVIP. Sorry. He ends up being managed by Josie, who plays a Hong Kong woman living in Tokyo. I think maybe she has Tourette's syndrome or something, because every time she opens her mouth, foul language comes out. It was great. But she's also vulnerable in that way that totally psycho women are, from what I've read. And it would be really hard not to like her character. It would be hard to have a relationship with that character, but she's actually what I thought of as the emotional center of the movie. And she provides a little bit of weight, whereas otherwise the movie's essentially fluff. Wyman has a girlfriend in Hong Kong who's not so sure about his new job. She's also the only woman in the fucking movie to do a sex scene with her bra on, in the fucking shower. Oh, go fuck yourself. But never mind, because there are a lot of professionally naked women in 3D Naked Ambition. We see a lot of breasts, and the occasional bit of pubic hair. If Category 3 movies can have anything said in their defense, it at least allows Hum Sup Lo to see some of these AV stars' pubic hair for perhaps the first time. There are cameos aplenty in this movie, including Wong Jing, Sandra and Louis Koo, and they're all very funny and very entertaining. I also really enjoyed Charlene Choi playing a Fujianese woman who's working in the sex industry in Japan. She's really convincing in the role because after 30 seconds of listening to that accent, I wanted to choke the shit out of her. There was also a joke at Dada Chen's expense, and I really enjoyed it because, well, it's Dada Chen. In fact, I was happy pretty much the whole time I watched this movie. There was one scene in the beginning that kind of dragged, but that was it. The rest of the movie went along really well. It was an awful lot of fun, it made me laugh, and I felt entertained. And that's really all I wanted. Now, to be honest, I went cheap and watched the 2D version. Why? Because I've seen breasts in real life before, so I don't need them in 3D. What I really liked about 3D Naked Ambition is that the movie didn't take itself too seriously and was willing to laugh at itself. And thank God for that. When I watch a movie like this, I just want to watch it because there's naked people and dirty jokes. I don't want a story, I don't want a morality tale, I don't want any of that stuff. And this one doesn't have it. This movie is fun. And that's it. But that's all it needs. So I strongly recommend that you watch this movie. If you live in Hong Kong, go see it in the cinema. It's probably going to be here a while. If you don't live in Hong Kong, wait 6 months. I know it's difficult, and rent it or buy it. Don't download the movie, don't watch it on YouTube, because you're not really a fan if you do that. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you don't enjoy the review, leave me a comment too. If you really enjoy the channel, please think about subscribing. That way you'll get all the new videos right away. The original Naked...